Captain Ting Wong.
With Wong, we get him pretty early on too. I like that we got, some of his relics this time. We got it's kind of like a lasso, like reminded me of like Wonder Woman's lasso, but it has like that little spear thing, like Shang-Chi's sister. And we see that when he's fighting
Gargantos.
We also see that he has a sword. So I really like that because we get Doctor Strange always using the cloak of levitation. So I like to see that. I like to see that his growth, you know what I mean? He was a librarian in the first movie and now he's a Sorcerer Supreme. And, he was also in Shang-Chi, so he's got a lot of stuff going for him. Also, like, I feel like he's not Sorcerer Supreme, like, on his own, where it was, like, the Ancient One, how she just did it by herself, how when Strange was the Sorcerer Supreme, he did it on his own. He made the rules. He had the Eye of Agamotto, and, he decided to give the stone to Thanos. Whereas I feel like Wong as a Sorcerer Supreme, he's more like a team player, and he relies on Steven a lot. Just like, go talk to Wanda, or we're going to do this together. It's like, I feel like it's more of a team effort. Wong is Sorcerer Supreme.
I think it's interesting that they kind of hint towards a romantic relationship with that girl that gets iced after she destroys the dark hole.
Yeah. It's like my third time watching that where I kind of picked up on that.
Right. She puts her hand on his face.
Yeah.
Wong, like, I like the character. I don't like the Sorcerer Supreme, but I feel like they're just working this angle to have him earn the title, almost like Spider-Man taking 3 movies to kind of really be like an origin story.
Yeah.
Sorcerer Supreme, Doctor Strange, that'll happen. Obviously, it's teased in the multiverse versions of it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Wong, like he does a good job. Probably not as much humor as they tried in the first one.
Yeah.
He's definitely an interesting character to keep around, and probably more so with Shang-Chi and having that kind of connection, and like I enjoy it too.
So
like, that's
connecting them both, like Shang-Chi with Doctor Strange. We didn't even get Shang-Chi in this movie. Like, come on.
I guess.
But with Christine,
Adios.
you know what I mean? I like that we get to see her a lot more in this movie. Whereas in the first one it was just like very quick with her. Like towards the end of the movie when she's doing like the surgery and stuff, but. With this one, we get her working for the Illuminati in the 838 universe, and I like that we get to showcase her brains, because when she was with Steven, like she was kind of cast in the shadows because he was just like this brilliant mind and this brilliant surgeon, and just like how the other doctor, I can't remember his name right now, that works with them, he says in the movie like, oh, you're the best surgeon and the best sorcerer, but you didn't get the girl. And I was like, damn, that's a blow.
Strange was always putting
himself and his needs.
Well, no, he was always one-upping that fucker.
Yeah.
So this fucker finally had a chance to be like, let me one-up you on one of the coldest days for your heart.
Yeah, he was very edged by that. But yeah, I like that because, in the 838 world, she creates the fish bowls where him and America are in, and he can't use his powers because he's got the handcuffs which have the sands of something in there, and that she's naming the universes. But I wish we had more of her, like in like a different respect. Like, yes, we get her as not like Dr. Palmer the surgeon, but we get her Dr. Palmer like the researcher kind of, But I would have loved, but again, this is my gripe with this movie, is that we only got 3 multiverses in the multiverse of madness, Like, why can't we just pass through multiverse where she was Clea? Like, how hard is that? Like, literally, they're passing through a bunch of multiverses. Why can't he just see her? I don't know. They could have done something with it. I'm not a writer, but I feel like I could have come up with something, and it's just like, it's a little infuriating for me. So I wish we would have seen that her do more, because we're getting Jane Foster as female Thor, and like, she's kind of lackluster. I'm sorry. Natalie Portman, you're a great actress. Yeah. But like, Rachel McAdams, she deserved this. Like, I feel like she deserved to be a variant, at least for like a minute. Like, why couldn't you give her that moment? Like, I just think she's great. Yeah, so that's kind of, I feel a little bit jaded about that. Like, deep down, not even that deep. Like, I just feel like wronged that she didn't get that.
Like, there's just not enough chemistry there, and maybe that's why not that Theron and Doctor Strange are going to have chemistry off the bat. Who knows? View it as a good time to kind of make a change, and maybe that's how you kind of shake up things and bring in new blood and hope that there's a great story that comes out of that. But that's the thing we talked about it in the old video. Like, I sort of expected Wong to die. Like again, I like the dude, but it's like, I want to see some kind of like crazy consequence.
No.
Same thing with her like, kind of being written out of the franchise essentially. She could always pop up
back
again.
in, yeah.
But
Like,
it kind of seems like, hey, you're kind of done with
your
her.
time is done. Yeah.
You got to go worry about incursions on all this other shit with Clea.
Yeah.
You know, and I think McAdams would have been a great Clea, and she would have deserved that, like, I guess, promotion of character where it becomes a little bit interesting and different.
Like, with my thing with her being Clea, like, if the whole chemistry thing is an issue, like, Doctor Strange and her aren't meant to be together, and we get that. Why can't she just be Clea and they're not together? So he sees it in all the universes, even if he meets Clea at the end of this thing, like, and ends up being with her. Like, Christine was Clea in one universe, but we still weren't together. You know what I mean? It still didn't work out, but, like, I just wanted her to be Clea. Damn, you know, like that was my biggest thing with that. Do you want to move on to Wanda? Or the Illuminati?
We'll go through the characters and then we'll probably tackle the Illuminati after some of the characters. But let's.
I know you said you really liked her acting in this movie, and I don't have a problem with Elizabeth Olsen at all. I like her. I really do. I like her as Wanda, even though, you know, the accent thing, you know.
Where are my children?
Where are my children? Woof! That accent really comes and goes, doesn't it?
Where are they?
We're just gonna have to throw that shit out the window about her whole character.
Oh, that's right. The Age of Ultron accent.
The whole accent
She
thing.
gone.
I'm just like, oh my god, girl, come on.
Get the people on the boats. I can handle these. Back for me when everyone else is off, not before.
Well, give me a little bit of consistency on that. But anyway, so I wanted her to be more unhinged in this movie. I feel like I get it, but it's just like in the slightest of sense. Like I'm being reasonable. Like, no, bitch, don't be reasonable. You're the Scarlet Witch. Be crazy. Be crazy. Like, I want to see crazy. Like, I just feel like it was too, like, you know, tapered back to, you know, it wasn't enough for me, if that makes sense. Like, I wanted more. Like, I know you got range, girl. Give me that range. So that was my issue with that. And, like, again, it could not even be her acting. It's maybe like the direction they told her, just be very subtle about how unhinged you are. I know you think she was good in that retrospect, but for me it was like, but I just feel like that's my whole bias about this movie, is I wanted a lot more than what I got. Other than that, her costume, her outfit covers her whole body. You know what I mean? Like, literally, you see her hands and her neck and her face. Like, she's got boots, she's got pants, like lacy pants, and like it's like maybe like a romper with like a corset on top, but like you don't see anything. Whereas like when we first started with this character, you know, she was like in just a corset top with her boobs pushed up pretty high, you know, and I like that look in
Joss Whedon.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Important to note. Oh, me too as Joss Whedon.
Yeah. I know that we're trying to be more respectful to women's bodies and stuff. But as a woman, she's a witch. I want to see a sexy witch. Like, and I don't need her to be in the shortest of skirts or dress or whatever, but like, give me some bust at least, or give me like something a little bit tighter around the waist. Like, I feel like she's got a long cape, you know what I mean? Like, give me something a little bit more. Like just some gloves and like I wasn't a fan. Let's just basically put it this way. The biggest thing I liked was her headpiece.
I do think she did a great job, because when she's on screen, she's a murderer. There's no doubt about it. And when she's having conversations, when she's not, you know, when it's talking and not doing, she's lying, and then she starts to have a little fun into like, well, this is who I kind of really am. And that's what I enjoy about it. Like, she's, like, it sounds like she's sensual.
Wanda, your children aren't real. You created them using magic.
That's what every mother does. And prepare to hand over America Chavez by sundown. Peacefully. After that, you'll never see me again.
And it sounds like, you know, she's already off her rocker. She's like, you know, that's what moms do. Like, comes off as corny, but I think like her logic has definitely been twisted into, you know, something else by the Darkhold.
Yeah, but
you know, so she's strong in the moments where she's threatening Strange, and she's like, like I said, kind of being playful. And when she starts to get in the mind of that other sorcerer on the ground level, the way she says run, run, like, it's so like,
where she whispers in his ear,
right? It's like,
like it's that evil, sexy witch that I was talking about. Like, I want more of that. Like, give me that. Like,
to open Age of Ultron, You know, when they're going to the fortress and then
Mm-hmm.
she does the thing to Tony. When she does the thing, the camera cuts to her face and she has this like maniacal smile on her. Like,
Yeah.
and like I wanted to have that energy, but like what you said, kind of for her to have fun being like this high-powered feminine spirit. That's just like, she's not using her sexuality to get what she wants.
No.
She's not that. She's not the enchantress, you know?
Yeah.
She's trying to just like, I'm a little crazy and like, I'm also like, you know, I'm gonna look good doing it kind of thing. I don't, she's doing a lot. And when she's opposite of like Chavez, when I think Chavez is like, you know, that look on her face, you know, like,
She has good delivery. I'm
Right.
I'm not complaining about her delivery. Like
No.
like you how you said the mother line, like her face and everything, it's great, but like I just wanted more from her. And like, again, it's nothing against her. I'm sure she knows what she's doing. She's wonderful. I just maybe feel like the direction that they took her was like toned down or pulled back, where I wanted more.
everything is meant to serve her as a genuine threat to the entire every universe,
yeah.
universe, you know. So
She's a Scarlet Witch, yeah. She's
Right,
supposed to be a
and-
scary bitch.
and like that's what I'm saying. Like she does a great job of just like going into like to the depths of madness and then pulling back like to where she's at the third act and she's, you know, she's on her knees and she's crying and it looks like she's becoming this person who's filled with regret now and
Yeah.
and filled with loss. And like Wanda has one of the more interesting arcs out of all the
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
the Avengers, because you know she comes in at Age of Ultron and she's talked into being a hero where Hawkeye. But by the way, where the fuck's Hawkeye in this bitch?
Where's a lot of people,
Right.
but
Why not? Why isn't Hawkeye keeping tabs on Wanda? Like, how you doing, kid? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just
she's not doing well. Let's
Yeah,
tell you
she
that
ain't
right
doing-
now. He's too busy with little Hawkeye to
Well,
come care about Wanda right
Yeah,
now.
little fucking Hawkeye, little Tatiana Hawkeye. But the point is like, you know, she becomes a hero, right?
Yeah.
And then as she becomes a hero, she does a civil war. The thing causes. As she's in house arrest, she falls in love with the guy, Vision. And then Infinity War, she's trying to build the thing with Vision and be a superhero. And like
Yeah.
the benefit of being a superhero, right? She gets to potentially, you know, have the people that she loves, and the other person that she loves is, you know, also a fucking hero. You potentially, not that you feel invincible, but, you know, you feel a lot stronger than other couples, and there's more hope, and there's more optimism, and, you know, that's taken away with the Thanos stones, and Vision's not, he don't come back, and
Yeah.
Wanda missed out on what Tony Stark was able to do, and, like, he was able to, like, build a life and do something even if he dies, and Wanda was robbed of that. She doesn't have a real man. She doesn't even have her, like, vibranium man, you know? She doesn't have a real kids. Like, all that's created.
Nothing of it was real, but
You know, and I think that's what's the most tragic part about her whole backstory is that, you know, she took the dive into becoming a superhero and she tried to build and she lost it all and she truly just...
she feels wronged by it. That's what it is.
Yeah, and she's no longer in the mood to be the hero and make things right and give a fuck about, you
She
know,
doesn't
it's
want
just...
to. She doesn't care.
Fuck it, you know, like the world has, you know...
She lost her brother. She lost the person she loved. Or
Right.
then she lost her, you know, her imaginary children.
Right.
So it's like
on
it's
top
a lot
of
of
losing her mom and dad.
dad
right?
at a young age. Yeah, it's like it's a lot of loss. That's a lot of trauma for her. So I understand why she.
So I like that arc, and I like that whole
It's a wonderful
idea
arc.
that, you know, she's just beyond repair and she's on this hell-bent mission to gain what she desperately trying to hold on to and what she thought she had, you know, with the kids. And
Yeah.
I love this whole, like, you know, she's let loose, and you say you want more unhinged, and I think that whole second act, you know, she's coming at him like she's the fucking Terminator. She's got blood on her face, blood on
Yeah.
her shirt, like... ain't no bones about it. She's not
Yeah.
all dolled up in the little headpiece and the little
Yeah.
fucking...
Well, because she's dream walking, and with that.
Yeah, but like that's the, like, when you talk about unhinged, it's like that, like her during that whole, I guess,
that whole scene. Yeah.
yeah, scene where she jumps into that body and like
Yeah.
that not even seeing that whole, like that whole act. I just,
that whole act.
like I
yeah.
tell you, it's just, it's crazy. And I think, you know, she does give you a little bit of, she's been giving you a lot of
Yeah.
that, and like WandaVision showcases, like,
Yeah.
you know, how she can be sweet and innocent
I
and,
guess you're right. I feel like
you know what
I
mean?
was
like
I
very
was-
lovable, I guess, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I guess I was looking at it as a whole. Like, I wanted that, like, from the beginning, I guess, and not just, like, the one act. But with that, when you're talking about, like, the whole Terminator scene, and she looks creepy, and, like, she's got, like, you know, one shoulder up, and she's chasing them. One thing that I thought was silly was you can dream walk through this other Wanda, but you're limping. Like you're limping. Like
yeah. What do you think? Something happened to her while she was in battle? Like you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like why?
Who hurt her? Like because it seemed like she was. I don't know, because remember when she's
basically untouchable. So to me, it just doesn't make sense. Like,
well, she can't heal herself.
Yeah, but like, who really gets her a real blow? You know what I mean? So
that's the thing.
So
when did she first start limping? Was it when she was coming through and trying to get Chavez, or was it?
Yeah, through the tunnels. Like when she was
coming through the tunnel.
Yeah, like she was coming through the tunnels, and she's like, you could see it. Like she's limping on one leg, and I'm like, that just doesn't make sense. You're like this all powerful witch, and like you're limping. Like it just, I know, like I get you're barefooted. But, like, why are you limping? And then with her, you know, her using good Wanda, quote unquote, or that universe, why is that Wanda not as strong as her? You know what I mean? Is it because she focused on her family? We get the scenes with them, and I'm like, I don't get that same sense of strength or magic or whatever.
Yeah, she's not the same menacing threat. I think that's the beauty of costume as well. Like, giving Wanda a nice, proper, modern home with, like, a loving set of twins, and she's very presentable. You know, she's not in her Scarlet Witch fucking it's you know, her white top. That right there is just, it's a classic, you know, representative of typically a good fucking person. You know, they like to use
good witch,
right, like in westerns they'll put a white hat or a black hat, you know.
What I also really like, Dr. X was like in her mind, and it was creepy Wanda. Like, you know, we see good Wanda, like he's walking through the house, and is that the house from Westview? Is that the house that we started this movie on? And then, you know, we see him talking to like Wanda, and then and we see the WandaVision show on a little TV, you know, with her and Viz getting married, and then all of a sudden, you know, you see the red smoke come in, and that's when you see like the really scary Wanda and come and snap his neck. But I was just like blown away by that. I was like, what the heck? That shit really got me. Like, that's where I see where this could be like horror style right there, is that where she kills Dr. X is freaking me out.
Like, Wanda's character is definitely like taking to a point of no return.
Yeah.
In terms of power level, like there's no coming back from that. They're really gonna have to work around her, and you know, they already crowned her this, and I think Feige did a little pivot when the reception for Captain Marvel wasn't what he thought, or wasn't what he was hoping for.
Oh, that show was terrible.
Yeah, like Brie Larson kind of sucks, and your whole decisions with a lot of that movie sucks, and like that scene where she's talking to Monica Rambeau's mom or whatever the fuck.
You don't know me. You have no idea who I am. I don't even know who I am.
You are Carol Danvers. You were the woman on that black box risking her life to do the right thing. My best friend, who supported me as a mother and a pilot when no one else did. You were smart and funny and a huge pain in the ass. And you were the most powerful person I knew, way before you could shoot fire from your fists. You hear me? Do you hear me?
All right, so y'all just seen that corny ass shit.
Yeah,
probably one of the worst scenes I've ever seen.
Captain Marvel in this movie.
In a Marvel fucking movie, like God, you guys should be ashamed with that cornball Hallmark ass fucking scene, dude. Especially in terms of empowering someone, like get the fuck out of here.
That whole movie was just bad. So,
but like this whole Wanda and this, like I said, making her stronger than Captain Marvel and giving her like not only like an arc where she's not gonna be like she's the hero and then she died. Like no, she's taking a different route, and I dig it. Like everybody's gonna be good, and I like the idea of having good heroes turn bad, and maybe you have people who are bad turn good, like kind of Zemo helping out Cap. Yeah. Or the new Cap, right?
Or Magneto sometimes, you know, he helps them sometimes.
Right, and like that's a perfect link between the two, is like two heroes that kind of swing between hero and villain, and
like Mystique too, like you know, she plays good side sometimes too.
Yeah, it's a fun wild card to have, especially given the power set. I love Wanda, and I love what Olsen's able to do with this character. It just sucks that it's coming in the Doctor Strange 2 movie where people, you know, argue that it takes away from Doctor Strange in his own movie. And I feel like if we were going to do this, I wish Doctor Strange was included in WandaVision. And You know why?
1,000 million times.
Why
yes.
not, dude?
It
Like,
should have been.
And like, I'm gonna go real quick on a rant where like all
Do
these things, this TV shows and the movies, they don't have the same connective tissue as the first 3 phases were.
No, not at all.
You know, you get Nick Fury, then you get Tony Stark and the Hulk, and then you get the Thor hammer in Iron Man 2, and then you get Cap meeting Nick Fury, and you know, and then Thor, and even Loki getting into Selvig's fucking mind, and then the Avengers teasing Thanos. Like, it's so great, and it's not an advertisement for the next fucking shit. It's tune in next time. Maybe you can expect these heroes to return in this story.
Yeah.
And you want to see some of that, and some of the it's so fucking lacking, and it's so frustrating, and it feels like Feige and Alonso, whatever her name, I forget her last name, they're hearing the criticism from the people and going like, hey, let's just make the projects about the characters, and let's not force too much of what's to come. You know, let's not do like Age of Ultron again.
Which is kind of stupid because, like, again, like going back to what I said in the beginning, it's fan service. Like, I've been a Marvel fan since I was a small child, like 3 maybe, you know? Like, I love the X-Men. Like, it's a group of men and women. I love those characters, but like, it's almost a disservice. Like, when you do and you change it so much, it's, well, then who are you really, you know, showing this out for people who don't even understand the characters? And I didn't have to read the comics because I didn't to be a fan. The X-Men are and will always be my favorite, you know? So just with like Wanda and all of this stuff, Captain Marvel, all of that, it's hard to see because the first, like you said, the first couple of phases were amazing, and it's been lackluster since then. I wanted to talk about Mount Wundagore. That's how you pronounce it, right?
Yeah.
Mount Wundagore. When we get there, she talks about it. They're like, kind of look like they're gonna fight these big things that basically do nothing. But looking throughout the ruins of it, you see like on the wall, it's obviously her behind it. But it looks like her boys are in the stone too. Like, that was one thing I took off. It was like right next to her, and then on one of the other pews, it was like, look like little boys. Oh, that, you know, no master of the mystic arts was allowed to enter the mountain, you know, way far out in the snow from it, and she has to use her magic to bring her and Wong into it. So I thought that was pretty interesting too. Wong can still use his magic in there. He just can't open a portal in there, which is kind of weird. Like, I thought he wouldn't be able to use his magic at all in there.
Yeah, Mount Wundagore, the demons that are helping kind of keep guard, they don't do much. They don't really pose a threat, and they just kind of seem like obstacles. Like, it seemed like an interesting idea, but it wasn't executed.
Not at all. It wasn't executed well, and it's just kind of there. Like, they're just kind of Wanda's statues, basically.
So that's Mount Wundagore?
Yeah.
There's other things I like to talk about it, but I'll just save it. Like, it's an interesting space. After WandaVision, a lot of people were anticipating this specific location coming into play because that's where the Darkhold lies. And Chthon, remember Chthon's mentioned?
Uh-huh.
You know, like, all that shit's supposed to tie in, and like it kind of wasn't. It was just kind of mentioned, like, hey, this one was the first one here, and then he put this stuff here, and like, now you're here, you're prophesized.
Oh, so again, lackluster for me because.
But it is interesting that they're trying to do shit like true to the comics in that sense. It wasn't like scaffolds at the end of No Way Home. You know what I mean? Like, at least the location's genuinely like, all right, like, fuck it, let's see what's good.
It was great.